It's about that time. Let's talk Pittsburgh Steelers football 2020. Wait a minute, something ain't right. That's what I was missing. I was missing we in Steelers country, baby. And wait a minute, I'm still missing something. Now I got my jersey. And wait a minute, is this Antonio Brown? Man, I can't do a video with Antonio Brown jersey.
Enough from the clown.
All right, is this Le'Veon Bell? Man, where are my Steelers jerseys at? What's going on? All right, we got the future Hall of Famer, I should say, the current Hall of Famer. We just gotta hope that Canton's open so we can hear his speech as we host the Hall of Fame game. But we ain't talking about that right now. Why the hell I got an Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell jersey still? Maybe I should burn them. That's a lie. I'm not gonna burn them. I spent my hard-earned money on that. And on top of that, why would I waste fire on something that I paid for? That's stupid. Use your common sense. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's talk about the 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers schedule. Now, as we already know, we already knew who our opponents were going to be. It was just a chronological order of who we are going to face and when, and also the times. All right, we knew who we was going to play on the road. We knew who we was going to play at home. Now we have an opportunity to debunk where we think we'll win and where we think we'll lose. But I'll give you the easy answer to break down this here schedule. First and foremost, preseason to open up at the Hall of Fame game, because we got 5 preseason games this year, gentlemen. We open up against the Dallas Cowboys in Canton, Ohio. Going on next on week 1, going over to Tampa Bay. Oh, let me just I'll tell you the record at the conclusion of me breaking down who we playing against. We playing against the Cowboys. Then we going against Tampa. Then New Orleans. After that, going to New York to take on the Jets in MetLife Stadium. Then we go over to Carolina taking on the Panthers. We open up the regular season. I should say we close out the preseason. 5-0, baby. Then we go to the regular season, going to take on the New York Giants in MetLife Stadium. Going to smack them around because they're midgets. We going to Denver. I should say Denver's coming to us. We taking on the Broncos. My little pony. My little pony. Gonna smack them too. 2-0, baby. Then we taking on the Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien. Gonna smack them too. That's easy work. It's gonna be the Watt Bowl as they come over to Pittsburgh, and JJ's gonna be like, TJ, Derek, why'd you beat me the way you beat me? 3-0, light work. Then we traveling on to Tennessee, and we gonna drink some Tennessee whiskey as we showcase that we're atheists and we don't worship the Lord and Savior of the dreadlocks, as Derek Henry does absolutely nothing. 4-0, baby. Then we gonna sit in Pittsburgh as we have the battle of the state of Pennsylvania, because here come the Eagles. I heard the bald eagle don't got no hair, that's why the name is bald. But guess what? You gotta get another haircut, because we're gonna shave you of your skin, baby. You're gonna be out here looking boneless, because you're gonna die. Okay, you're gonna die. There's no such thing as a boneless eagle, because we're gonna smack you around too. 5-0, real easy. Then we're gonna sit at home once again. Here come on the Browns. And we're going to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, but it's not going to be the Super Bowl they thought they was going to, because we take you to the toilet. Easy W. 6-0. And hello, Myles Garrett. You thought you was playing, defensive end once again against Mason Rudolph. That's not the case. He ain't going to be there. It's going to be the biggest of Bens, and that's going to be easy work. 6-0. Then we move on to the Baltimore Ravens. Right before the bye week, we're going over to Baltimore. We're going to walk into M&T Bank Stadium and withdraw a big W, because we walking in and we kicking you out. Who likes Ravens anyway? It's going to look a whole lot like WrestleMania 17. Raven walked in and walked out and with an L. I can't remember if that's actually what happened. Whatever the case is, that brother is not going to win, just like the Ravens ain't going to win either. They leave it with a loss. Then week 8, we got a bye week. We're going to sit at home. We're going to relax. And then after we get done relaxing, we're going to come out in week 9. And what we going to do in week 9? Well, what we're going to do in week 9 is it's going to be light work for us, because we're going to Dallas. And what we going to do in Dallas? We're going to make sure that boy learn that they suck. We're going to give them an L. Then we going over back to home, and here come the Cincinnati Bengals. We just came out of the zoo. Look at us. We got Joe Burrow, #1 pick. Well, guess what? You're going to be picking #1 again, because your team absolutely sucks. Easy W. Moving on to 9-0. Then we travel on to Jacksonville. Who cares about a Jaguar? Easy W, 10-0. Then we going back home, and here comes Baltimore. You whipped our ass before. We want our money back. Well, guess what? You're not going to make a damn withdrawal of a W. We going to make sure we deposit the W that we took from you before, and then we going 11-0. Then, week 13, we playing against the Redskins. W. We playing against the Buffalo Bills. W. We playing against the Bengals again. W. We playing against the Colts. My Little Pony. W. And then the last to close out the damn season, we playing against the Browns. That's an easy W. 16-0, baby. 16-0. Get me, release. You not catching me in this genjutsu. And that's how my prediction would be if I was an absolute retard. Let's break down what we actually think is going to happen during this season, because we know as Pittsburgh Steelers fans and viewers of the Pittsburgh Steelers, haters of the Pittsburgh Steelers, what they do is build us up to break us back down. They might as well be the dancing pallbearers. That's the current meme right now, because they'll let us down one more time. Everybody knows whenever you see Pittsburgh with a lighter schedule than usual, you expect, oh man, they're gonna go 12-4. They're gonna go 13-3. They have an opportunity to go 14-2 and somehow end up 9-7. And then when you see a ridiculously tough schedule and you say, oh, there's no way they're winning more than 5 games, they somehow still go 9-7. All right, I don't know what the deal is, but when we have no expectations, we exceed the expectations. When we have expectations, we don't come close to achieving the expectations. But let's go piece by piece, game by game, and interpret how we expect these games to go. First and foremost, preseason is all about evaluation. I could care less on how our record, plays out in the preseason. It's not that big of a deal for me, but we need to make sure we evaluate talent, and there are certain players that need to make sure they showcase their skills, because we're going to need them moving forward, primarily on the offensive line. We're going to open up preseason Hall of Fame game. You're going to see a couple of Pittsburgh Steelers get enshrined. You got Donnie Shell finally getting into the Hall of Fame. Bill Cowher going into the Hall of Fame. Troy Polamalu getting into the Hall of Fame. So Pittsburgh is going to be there, all right? They're going to have a ton of Pittsburgh Steelers fans in attendance. Hell, I'm supposed to be in attendance as long as quarantine don't screw that up. Damn it, I'm trying to go to the Hall of Fame game. So I expect that game just pure evaluation. Going on to Tampa, no real prediction for the preseason. Really don't matter that much. It really just comes down to guys going out there and doing their job. Now, let's go to the regular season. Prime time. You got the New York Giants hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a home game for me, baby, because I am going to that game as well. Now, I'll say this much. I have no confidence in New York Giants will be able to take down the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why? Because you saw last year, offensive line was absolute doo-doo. Danny Dimes cannot hold on to the football. The man finds new ways to fumble. Okay, it makes no sense. You exhale. He's he can't hold on to the ball for some apparent reason. Okay, and on top of that, you're moving your left tackle to right tackle. You got a rookie man starting at left tackle. I beg to differ. That's the wrong team to go out and play against, and that being the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bud Dupree, TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, they're about to get in your ass. Daniel Jones, pause. No homo. And it's going to be a massacre on Monday Night Football. Let me not say massacre, because I think it's probably going to be a difference of about 7 points. It might just be close to the whole damn game, but Pittsburgh will have the lead, and I expect Big Ben and company to take care of business on the offensive side of football. Although the Giants do have an impressive secondary, they definitely have improved, and in fact, I believe that secondary will be underrated, but I think the run game will take precedence. I do not expect their run defense to be able to slow down Pittsburgh up front. I think they're going to be able to go out there and take care of business, and I expect Pittsburgh to walk away with a W. Then, you go into week 2, home opener, playing against the Denver Broncos. I have zero fear of Denver. All right, Denver, last time when we traveled to go play against Denver, it's a problem. When Denver comes over to Pittsburgh, I'm not too concerned. All right, I think Pittsburgh can start 2-0. I do not think Denver, although there'll be some questions about blocking the Von Millers and the Nick Chubbs, I said Nick Chubb, and the Bradley Chubbs of the world, but outside of those two, I have no fear of the Denver Broncos. They may seem as if they are ascending offensively. There's nothing really to be worried about. I'm not concerned about Melvin Gordon and the two-headed monster of Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay. That does not matter too much to me. When it comes to their receivers, although you see now the Jerry Judys of the world that's there, you have your Cortland Sutton who's there as well, which those two are very impressive. We haven't seen anything at the pro level of Jerry Jeudy, so we cannot expect him to dominate the same way he did in college. college, but Pittsburgh's secondary for the first time in a decade actually can play football. So I expect them to counteract that youthful ability at the receiver position and walk away with a W there. I'm not even talking about Pittsburgh's offensive side of the ball because I believe the first two games, the defense will win them those games. Week 3 is when the offense will take precedence, and that is a home game taking on the Houston Texans, where we have the Watt Bowl going down. Now, let me tell you this much. The Texans no longer have DeAndre Hopkins, okay? Who they do have is a Brandon Cooks and a Will Fuller. And to that I say, I'm not concerned at all. And on top of that, although Larry Tunsil became the highest paid, lineman in the league, left tackle, right tackle, in the league, it doesn't matter. You saw Deshaun Watson the last few years run for his life. And if you think Pittsburgh, who's led the league in sacks over the course of the last 3 years, not all 3 years consecutive, but over the course of the last 3 years, aren't going to get after him, you're going to have a bad time. David Johnson in the backfield, I'm not concerned about this at all. Okay, I think our defense will be able to counteract that offense, and more importantly, I expect Pittsburgh's offense to shine against Houston. Shine against Houston. I expect all receivers to go out there and have a huge game. More importantly, this is going to be the game where the red zone targets, you might just see Ben throw for 4 touchdowns. I expect Pittsburgh to open up at 3-0. Now, here's where the trap game comes. You're traveling over to Tennessee. This is where my issue comes, because it turns out we're not going to be able to showcase our atheism, agnostic, whatever the case is. I expect Derrick Henry to run all over our damn defense. I expect this brother to go out there and get himself at least a $140. 2 touchdowns to boot. And that's going to be Pittsburgh's first loss, because I don't expect Ryan Tannehill to have to do much. He's just going to pick up a key third downs here and there, very similar to what you saw with Blake Bortles back in the playoff game in 2017. I expect Tennessee to take care of business and walk away with a W, handing us our first L, and we fall down to 3-1. Then, the home game against Philly. I don't know what the deal is. Every time Pittsburgh plays against Philly, it's a problem. It is a problem. I can't tell you the last time we had a game against Philly where I wasn't scratching my damn neck. I think it was probably 2004 when Ben was a rookie and we beat the undefeated Eagles. Whatever the case is, I got the Eagles walk away with this W here. I understand what you're saying. Philly don't got no receivers. They gonna be hurt by this time. Their running backs aren't very consistent. Carson Wentz always getting hurt. Their defense is always rotating. They don't got what it takes. I understand. But it's something about Philly when they play against Pittsburgh. Philly always comes out as the better team. Now, history could always change. It could. But I got Pittsburgh losing 2 consecutive games here, falling down to 3-2. Now, hosting the Browns at home as the Browns come over to Heinz Field. That's the W. That's when Pittsburgh gets back on track, because when Pittsburgh plays divisional games after losing consecutive games, they usually come to play. I shouldn't even say usually come to play. They all damn near always come to play. Now, does it always result in a win? Not all the time, but playing against Cleveland with emotions being high, I expect them, especially being at home after having a big loss on the road against Philly, I expect Pittsburgh to walk away with the W here against Cleveland, elevating their record to 4-2. Then, against Baltimore, this one at Baltimore, that's going to be the L. That's going to be an L, where Pittsburgh loses 3 of their last 4 and then drop to 3-3. Or I should say 4-3. I think they lose against Baltimore at home, and then, or I should say on the road. Baltimore's going to be the team that's at home. I expect Lamar not to really have a huge sexy game. All right, because if you remember last year, the worst game he played all year was against Pittsburgh. But what about the playoff game? The worst game he played all year was the first game that he played against Pittsburgh. That was by far his worst outing last year. And I expect Pittsburgh to keep that up. I am a bit concerned about our run defense. Against, the run-heavy Baltimore offense. That's probably going to be one of the reasons why they walk away with the W there in Week 7 prior to the bye week. So I'm going to give that one to Baltimore. We're going to be at 4-3, but this is where the Pittsburgh surge every single year will happen. As you recall, Pittsburgh has gone on a win streak of at least 4 games for like the last 5 consecutive years. And it was 6 consecutive wins for 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. So First, you come out of the bye week, you play against Dallas at Dallas. I am not concerned at all of playing against Dallas in Jerry World. I never felt as if the Cowboys actually have a home field advantage. This gonna be a game that's gonna be on everybody's television, regardless of the fact that it's gonna be at 425 on CBS. This is the game you want to see. If you remember 4 years ago when we went 1-on-1 with the Dallas Cowboys, it came all the way down to the wire, and that garbage ass run defense allowed Zeke to run right up the middle. That ain't happening this damn time, and I can guarantee you that. I expect Big Ben to outduel Dak Prescott. I expect James Conner to counter Zeke Elliott and have a way better game. I expect all the receivers to have a better game than Dallas. I think it's going to be a damn slobber knocker, but it's going to be a complete emphatic victory on the side of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first half will be close. The second, Pittsburgh's going to run away with it. I got Pittsburgh moving to 5-3. We're going to get more in depth as the time moves. Then after 5-3, you're going to play against the Cincinnati, but they come into your house. That's a W right there. I don't see Cincinnati getting a W on Pittsburgh at all next year. I got that win without any issue. Trap game, going over to Jacksonville. That's a concern. Because right now, what is Pittsburgh? 6-3 right now. It's week 11. It's week 11. What's happening? Where do you expect Pittsburgh? Well, you're clearly more superior than Jacksonville. There should be no reason why you lose. Well, we know the history of Mike Tomlin as a head coach in Pittsburgh. He finds ways to lose games we should win. Guy's not going to go out there highly motivated to walk away with the W. It's just going to be one of those road trips where you're like, oh man, this is easy. No, it's not. And I think Jacksonville going to get us. Jacksonville going to get us. And now we at 6-4. All right, 6-4. Here comes Baltimore into your room. This is when you revise the mentality and you say, wait a minute now, we got to make sure we don't make any more mistakes. And this is where Pittsburgh hits that surge. Because this is the first two games was a little bit of the catalyst of it. Jacksonville kind of made you weary, and then you run the table from here. Because I got Baltimore coming on the road, walking into Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh walking away with the W there, and then the last 5 weeks, you shouldn't have too big of a problem. You got the Washington Redskins. That shouldn't be a problem at all. You're the clear, more superior football team, and more importantly, they're coming on the road to play against you. I have no concern. That's a W. Then traveling to go play against Buffalo. Buffalo got you last year, but if Ben was there, that's a W. Buffalo's a hell of a football team. They are. But Pittsburgh's going to get them back and get their, revenge for last year. That's a W. Going on to Cincinnati, easy. W. Playing against Indianapolis. Who knows what Phillip Rivers going to do at quarterback for them over there. But that ain't going to be too big of an issue. I said going to Indianapolis. They coming to Pittsburgh. W. Then to close out the season playing against the Browns, not a problem. W. And what's your final record at the end of the year? You only lost to who? You opened up the season 3-1. You lost to Tennessee. You're losing to Philly. Then you're losing to Baltimore. Losing to Jacksonville, that's 4, but then you close out the season strong at a 12-4. There is no reason why Pittsburgh should not be able to go 12-4, barring injury. If Big Ben comes back and he's 65% as good as he was, he's better than any quarterback we have on our depth chart. Okay? If James Conner does not get hurt at all, he will return back to Pro Bowl status. And I'm confident even if he's not there, we can figure out a way to utilize Snell and McFarland in the appropriate manner. And Jalen Samuel's still there too, but I think he's going to be the one who gets the short end of the stick. But whatever the case is, if James Conner stays healthy, I think we're still good. More importantly, on the offensive line, that's really the concern. The retirement of Ramon Foster. If we can just plug in the guard at Winkett, I cannot pronounce this brother's name, but if we could get that going, and then Filer, I said Finney in the last video about Pittsburgh, but Filer, I'm not concerned about him. He's going to take care of business on the right side, and I expect Pittsburgh's front line to still look as stout as always. Guys are aging, not as good as we were a few years back, but Big Ben will know how to make the checks. More importantly, Juju, Claypool, Washington, Johnson, I can guarantee you every single one of them will all be over 500 yards, but there's a possibility you can see 3,000-yard receivers from Pittsburgh this year. 1 being Juju, 2 being Johnson, and 3 being Claypool, not Washington. Expect to see Eric Ebron get a ton of passes in short yardage situations, and when we get into the red zone, remember, especially Steelers fans, we have always struggled over the course of the last 5 years in the red zone. Every single time when we had Todd Haley, up until now when we got Fichtner, for some apparent reason we go down there and we say let's throw the football at the 1-yard line, then we end up having to settle for a Boswell field goal, or we try to run the football but we're running toss, we're not running between the tackles. I can guarantee you this, when you see Big Ben drop back to pass or he throws a touch fade and we're inside the goal line, we finally have the big targets to do it. Because Claypool through 6 games, I can guarantee you he will have at least 4 touchdowns, because in the goal line situation he can out jump defenders. Eric Ebron, there was questions about his hands when he was in Detroit, but that was years ago. He answered those questions when he was in Indianapolis. When he finds him in the red zone, he will catch the football for touchdowns as well. The question about our red zone offense will finally be answered, and I have Pittsburgh going 12-4 this season. Let me just tell you once more, I ain't gonna talk about the preseason because that can go either way, all right? But regular season, opening game, playing against New York, that's a W, all right? About a spread of 7 points. Then here comes Denver on the road, coming over to play against Pittsburgh in the land to catch up in the opening game of the home opener. It's not happening for them, all right? That's a W by at least 2 touchdowns. It's gonna be the Watt Bowl. Ooh, the lights is gonna be shining bright at 1 p.m. on CBS. And it's the Unchiseled Adonis. No, it's not the Unchiseled Adonis birthday. It's about 5 days after. I don't know why I said that. Whatever the case is, JJ is going to get in the short end of the stick, and Thanksgiving is going to be rather, odd for him. Because I got, Pittsburgh winning that game, going to 3-0. Then traveling to Tennessee. We're not going to be drinking no Tennessee whiskey. Matter of fact, we're going to be pouring it on our wounds because Derrick Henry going to run all over our defense, and he's going to leave with a W for his team. We're going to be at 3-1, playing against Philly. I don't know why the hell, for some apparent reason, Philly always gets the best of us. I expect that to continue. We at 3-2, playing against the Browns at home. Give them, the whacking with our scrotum as they deserve. Giving them an L, we're 4-2. Then we play against Baltimore. Baltimore walks into, M&T Bank Stadium. They hold down the fort. They got all those, former Hall of Fame players that they happen to have. I don't know why I said all of it. I think it's only like 3 of them. Whoever the case may be, they're going to come in into their home turf, take care of business, drop us to 4-3. We go into the bye week, and then we come out and close out the season hot because we walk into Dallas, give them an L. We play against Cincinnati, we give them an L. We go on to Jacksonville, we take an L because we were lax in judgment. Then we go on to Thanksgiving. It's Thursday night. I don't know why I said Sunday. Thursday night, prime time. Here come the Baltimore Ravens. We right our wrongs from nearly a month ago, walk away with that W, and we run the table to close out the season because we give the beats by Dre to Washington. We take care of business and avenge our loss from last year against Buffalo. We take care of Cincinnati, whether we play there, whether we play here, whether we play on Madden, whether we play in stimulation, it doesn't matter because Cincinnati don't got what it takes. And then after, here comes Indianapolis into our house. Fill up Old Man Rivers, or I should say anti-condom, no pull-out Poppy Phillip Rivers. He's gonna have a couple of kids that's coming out prematurely because the man did not get an opportunity to finish his entire stroke because he's gonna be getting hit from behind, hit from the side, hit from the front pause because TJ Watt and those boys gonna take care of business and hit this man all over the field to take the football out of his hands with another W for Pittsburgh, and then closing out the season at Cleveland. And Cleveland at that point, everybody gonna be looking at each other like, let's blow up this entire organization because we got all these stars, but for some apparent reason we ain't got no goddamn leader. And Pittsburgh closes out the season 12-4. Where does that put us? Probably the number 2 seed. probably the number 2 seed. Are we going to win the division over Baltimore? I believe it comes down to the tiebreaker. We will both end the season 12-4, and because we won our last game, we will walk away with the division crown. And I got Pittsburgh at 12-4, and that's all I got to say about that. You can let me know in the comment section what you think our record will be, why you think we'll win a certain amount of games, and why you think we'll lose a certain amount of games. Now, this could be my bias as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and obviously if I feel as if they should be able to beat a certain team, I'm gonna say it. I've told you why, and I'm gonna go much more into detail when the season starts and we do our pregame video. But let me know in the comment section who you think, or I should say what you think our record will be. I can't wait to read the comments.